The following is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Sub-Deadites, welcome to part 5 of What If Deku Was Spider-Man. Now, between Tony and Deku, leeway is being made on fixing Simon's problem. Simon had thought about making a chamber to extract the energy, and Tony liked the idea. That's when Deku steps up to the plate. You're both idiots. What if said chamber makes it worse or kills you, Simon? Remember, unlike me, this is no normal mutation. This is a quirk mutation. Instead of trying to fix it, you should master it. Tony, you remember that thing I kept asking you to join me on, but you kept shooting me away? Well, I had Roberta and an intern aiming for UA support class on this with me, and not to mention, or rather not to forget, Herman. Mei Hatsume is a frickin' genius. As Deku was praising Mei, Tony was looking at him funny.
Yeah, I bet that's not the only thing you noticed about her.
To be clear, Tony is talking about Mei's bust. Tony is currently jealous as all get out that she's the one that made Deku, 100% notice females. But at least, once again, he's noticing women now, thanks to her. It's been a few weeks and Deku had been working on a suit of sorts. Said suit wasn't quite done yet. Though, like I said earlier, Tony and Simon are on Team Find a Cure, but Deku and the rest are on a more realistic idea of stabilizing him. Tony takes a look at the gear and can tell that this was primarily Deku, but can also see the others work in it. He was selling her on it. That was clear to him. But the person that really mattered was Simon.
You're right, Deku. I've wasted Oscorp resources enough attempting the impossible. How soon will the suit be operational?
Deku smiles at Simon and tells him it should be ready by week's end. Now, New York has plenty of heroes, so it won't miss the armored duo that much. I mean, come on. How many of those comics take place on said island anyway? Tony made to join this on the suit, but Roberta swatted her away. Keep your hands off our baby. Deku gave you ample chance to join in on this, and you kept to your experiment. May told her off. Take a seat, Miss Stark. We got this. Herman finished. This was their work, and they weren't about to let Tony or Simon take over. Deku put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into prototyping the suit, and then the others hopped on. The suit itself is, a vest, pants, gauntlet, and boots.
This just looks like some fancy suit. Are you sure about this, Deku?
Deku gave a big smile, and that was all Simon needed. Deku was known for running every possible test before actually endorsing a product for use. He wasn't some mad scientist. Like I said earlier, his tests have tests, and he was sure that said suit would be ready by week's end. Faye Takatsuki and Maria training with Ryo. Katsuki seemed to be keeping up with Ryo well enough, but that is to be expected when you constantly spar with Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, he's still getting his ass handed to him, just not as bad as Maria is. Maria didn't have the benefit of sparring, like I said, constantly with, her cousin, and mostly played it by ear. She was regretting that decision now. Her mother was pulling no punches. She can't grow as a fighter if she didn't come at her as close to full force as possible. Of course, All Might would come in to help as well since, well, here's a bit of a drop. Rio is currently dating him. She would take her suggestion and treat them like thugs and make them work for it. Katsuki would cause a few explosions to distract All Might, and Maria would hit him with shards of ice. Deku had helped her perfect that, and thinking it would be good for her to have projectile attacks. The names of her projectile-like attacks are going to be, well, for the ice one we're going to go with Shard Bullet, and for a slash, Riptide Slash. I know those are kinda simple and self-explanatory, but simple works best. At least in my book. They've come close a lot, but every time they do, they step it up. Damn, babe. Your ma's putting us through the ringer. I'm sure we'll see some gains and make Izuku proud, though. Maria was hopeful for that, but she wouldn't flat out say it. What she wants, more than anything, is the heroes in her family, Izuku included, to look her in the eye and say that they're proud of her. So far, Izuku is the only one that truly deserves that honor. He's fought a few baddies already, such as Taskmaster and Badrock the Leaper, and even helped the Iron Duo fight off Whiplash and Whirlwind the other day. Don't slip up, Izuku. I don't want to lose another family member. Maria thought to herself about how her dad died, and Katsuki, being a good boyfriend, could tell something was wrong, and gave her a hug. It's okay, babe. Izuku knows what he's doing, and he's got that spider sense and accelerated vision thing, as well as Dana to back him up. That made Maria feel a little better, and they called it a night. So, curious as to what lab Simon was given in Oscorp? Well, let me hit y'all with a quick flashback. George Tarleton caught him. As of this moment, you are fired and barred from all Oscorp facilities. As tempting as it was for him to do it as Spider-Man, he made it the wise choice to do it himself. You can't do this! On what precedence? Izuku put on a smirk. For one, you're bullying my man and attempting to strong-arm him by blocking his resource acquisition. And for another thing, thanks to Spider-Man and S.H.I.E.L.D., I have proof that you've been dealing in the black market. So not only are you fired, sir. That's when Hawkeye and Natasha come in with quirk-blocking cuffs and a small security detail. Simon and the Iron Duo. Now, Hawkeye pulls back for a minute and lets Natasha and the others escort, well, Cottom to his transport. That's when Hawkeye lets out his hand. Clint Barton, Deku's spider sense went off. You're the guy that shot me, huh? Shot at you. Even I have to admit that it would be near impossible to shoot you at the distance I was at, what with your abilities, and if you're wondering, it's both of them that won't shut up about you. They exchange handshakes, and Deku got to looking through all of Cottom's work. If you haven't realized who Cottom is, you'll find out in a few chapters. That is, unless you Google the name.
What the hell is advanced idea mechanics? I'll have to look into that.
Back to the end of the week, of the present, to see the suit done. Izuku had done all his tests and was ready to present it to Simon. Since the secret of nanotech was shared with him, he had perfected it, much to Tony's chagrin. Now let me explain nanotech. Nanotech isn't nanites per se, not the nanites you're thinking of like Spider-Man Unlimited suit. No, nowhere near that smart. They perform a basic task. In Izuku's suit case, it's more along the lines of armor. But for Simon's case, we'll get into that in a moment. While the suit is indeed mostly spandex, and, well, it's just a flashy looking suit, he had managed to infuse the tech he had created via the nanotech. The suit itself, which is offered a layer of protection to Simon. That W on his chest would be his brand and make his mistake his power, or at least that was Deku's plan. Simon liked the idea of not brushing off the past. All the good stuff was, for the most part, in the accessories. Now, the majority of it was on his wrist. The visor he'd be wearing only served as a TACCOM device and would help him hide his red eyes if that was his desire. The suit isn't a cure, but merely an aid to help him control his quirk. It's a good support item. Deku got the bases loaded, and the rest of the team, minus Tony, brought it home. When Simon finished putting on the suit, and just the suit, so he's wearing the shirt and the pants, he could tell that it also served as a conduit for his power to a point. As he put on the wrist bracers and strapped on the boots, he noticed that he was feeling better. And once it was complete, Tony did one of those cover your mouth type cries. Simon looked in the mirror and liked what he saw. So, my quirk's still there, and this whole get up is a support item. Can I ever take it off? Deku says yes, but to give it a week. The suit needs to absorb the excess energy of his, and once that's done, to take it off and only wear the bracers or the boots, unless on a mission. Unless, of course, he wants to wear it. In that case, he can make, well, more suits for him, which he'd be welcome to do. Welcome to the team, Wonder Man. Simon looked like the name, but had to ask. Team, huh? You, me, and the duo over there? That's a nice start. What do we call ourselves? Simon was right, but he was missing one person. Don't forget about me, Simon. Herman spoke up. That's right, y'all. Since this specific Herman Schultz isn't a thug and had someone good and kind to support him. But you're quirkless, Herman. So are those two over there. But they made those lovely suits over there, and now look to the left of Izuku's suit tube. In a tube, you could see a hologram of the Shocker's suit. The Shocker in this universe is going to be a hero. How much foreshadowing did I do on that one? So, as you all know, Nick Fury is my father, and for safety purposes, I was given my mother's maiden name. But as I was going through his desk, I saw something interesting. The Avengers Initiative. Tony spoke up. The Avengers Initiative failed, Izuku. There's no way S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to back it, even if you are Fury's kid. Deku opened a case of a few billion, a hefty sum, but it wouldn't hurt him. Tony and Roberta matched it. Simon pitched in at $250,000. Yes, his company is gone, but he was given shares in Oscorp. May is essentially the girl in the chair, and Simon couldn't really give that kind of bank but he joined on the hands-in. Black Widow and Hawkeye would later meet them at his training facility, now turned to base, after his press conference as Spider-Man. The reason the initiative failed was that they couldn't really get along. But this group was made of close-knit friends. Black Widow and Hawkeye, welcome to the Avengers compound. And Clint, if you ever shoot at me again short of training, you will feel my venom. With that, we have my version of the new Avengers. See you next time, Deadites.